What's up, guys? So, as I said, I will try to do all our live this moment with trading. Let's check the markets. Let's see how the futures are doing. If we have any important event coming on, and I will do in English. So, if you want to try, let's try it. If I need to, I can come back to the Portuguese. So please let me know here in the comments if we can go further in English. So that will be a great moment for you guys also to be used with the language. So what's up, Daniel? How are you doing?
I am fine. Let's try in English. Let's see how my English is going.
No problem. It's just pressing. So first, you can start kind of slow. If you don't know anything or how to translate or something like that, just tell me in Portuguese and we go. Just relax. Let's see. The idea now is to make dual market and at least my name here for the Americans and worldwide be known, because I know that right now we are good with the Brazilian people, but it's harder, and it's getting harder and harder and harder once that the Brazilian reais get less value facing the American dollar. So my idea is to go worldwide and make our channel bigger, right? That being said, do you have the graphs now with you? Let's check it.
Yeah. So let's start with SPY. Okay, so here. So last week SPY in daily graph.
Okay.
So in
Here
daily graph, we have a setup 2.
Right.
The books on the table. Hey, Daniel. So we have two setups
activated. Three, right?
Yeah, but the 3 we have already take profit.
Okay.
So we have one setup 1, one setup 2 in daily graph. In weekly graph, we don't have any setup in this moment. And in the monthly graph, we have still working a setup 3.
Okay.
The profit of setup 3 is almost 410, 409. So
nice.
That's what we have in SPY.
Okay, before you change, let me explain now first time in English to everybody. Setup 1, we have 3 setups. So setup 1 and setup 2, we just follow the trend, okay? There's nothing else than follow the trend, but we have some criteria that we use on the back end to trigger the setup, but basically they are trading following. Now, the setup number 3, we have, it's a kind of return to the average. Return to the average doesn't mean that the price can go down in this case here, but also means that the average line that we have can also go up. So that can configure a kind of consolidation. So we check also the volatility, and it's the volatility. It's a feasible trade for to sell volatility. We are kind of sellers here. We look for the positive theta. So using the positive theta, our idea is to get money over the time. And if it's in a consolidation triggered by the setup number 3, we usually do something in some zones to configure money as the time goes by. Okay, now triple Q.
Okay. Triple Q. We have
setup 2 triggered.
Triggered last Friday. On weekly graph, we don't have any setup triggered.
Mm-hmm.
And monthly, we still have a setup 2 triggered on November 23.
So still open.
Yeah, still open. We have a target, a feeble target in 504. So there is a lot of space to the
Fill it
market
up.
to go up. Yeah,
Yep.
almost 14%. Do you want to tell something about triple Q, or may I go?
No, we are fine. We are fine.
Okay. RUT, the small packs, 2000. So we have in RUT, as we saw in the SPY, we had a setup tree that was the take profit. Then we had a setup 1, and now we have a setup 2. The both setups still working.
When we got the first trigger, the setup 3 on the average 2000 to 200, that is
April.
Okay, April 19th. So since then we are in an uptrend and still open as uptrend. This is in a daily time frame. Let's check it on the weekly now.
On the weekly, we don't have any setup working triggered.
Okay.
And monthly, we don't have still a setup working on RUT.
Okay.
So only in daily, both setups to up. RSP.
It is the S&P equal weighted. We use to balance against also the commodities to check which cycle we are close by. If it's recession coming up, we have some indicators like the curve, the yield curve, and we check later. But also we compare both graphs. That is the S&P equal weight, because in this case, doesn't matter if just one company or a few companies, like we say the Magic 7, the Amazon, Google, Meta, or whatever, that you push and pull to uptrend all the index. So the equal weight will disregard everything on that respect. So that means for every single one, you have exactly the same weight inside the portfolio. So if the trend it's uptrend, that means that on average, every single one, it's going up. And the same in the opposite side. So, and that what we are seeing also, three setups triggered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same Friday on the April 19th, exactly the same day.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
But it's still closed. We had the take profit. This setup 1 was
refused.
Stop loss. Yes, we went to stop loss, and now we have a setup 2 triggered last Friday on daily graph. On weekly graph, we had a setup 3, and it's still going on, and no other setup. And monthly, we don't have setup triggered in RSP.
Yeah, that little green dot that you see there, it's just a pivot for uptrend that we're waiting. As soon as they break out that highest, move it on that candle, that you set us a new trigger for a new setup. So it's just saying, look, pay attention that probably this will configure an uptrend in this case. But as I mentioned before, our setups are training following. So I wait a little bit. I don't care if you lose. Try to get exactly in the reversal point. Let it go. And you enter after some with more confidence in the movement. You enter as soon as we break out a pivot like that. So right now, monthly, we don't have yet a setup set, but it's being formed right now. I can tell you.
And we are just 2.36% above the
all-time high
on RSP In SPY, we are probably less than. We are closer. We are under 1% from the all-time high. So we are almost there.
Great.
From commodities, we used to see DBC in daily frame. DBC don't have a setup activity. Weekly, we still have two setups once. That the first one on April 1st, the second on April 22, and they both still going on.
Okay.
And monthly, we have no setup. Yeah, we don't have any setup working on monthly graph. Another commodities ETF that we use to
make
follow
our analysis.
PDBC. It's a bit different from DBC, but they usually go in the same side. Here we don't have any setup in daily frame. Monthly, we have a setup one triggered on April 22, as in the DBC. And monthly, we still have working this setup one. After that, one setup two and one setup one. They still working, but I don't bet that they will
break out.
Go. Yeah.
So one of the points that we check in the market cycle is when the price, the stock market goes down and the commodities goes down too, right? That will raise us a red flag, raise to us a red flag for a possible recession. I don't think personally that nothing will happen until at least the election. And this point for the Democrats, they will be printing money a lot, and that will be a kind of boost for the stock market, and maybe also a reversion on the commodities. So maybe both we can see in the short term both going up, because if you check the pattern, what we have right now, the partner is a double. We have a double valley there, right?
Yeah.
So you have one bottle close to May, from May to the other day. Triple. Yeah.
First one, so the second, the third.
Yes, but the second, the third, the kind of W shape, they're kind of reversal trend. Of course, again, we just go over a pivot that will be result in a breakout movement, but looks like if the economy goes as we are seeing right now, that probably we have commodities also going up. That's just a consequence of Federal Reserve printing more money.
DXY, we don't have a daily setup triggered. On weekly, we still have a setup one triggered on March 18, and on January 29, they still working. They both. And monthly, we don't have a setup triggered working.
No setups, yes.
No.
So the last one was setup 3. And you guys, as you see, and I mentioned before, it's returning to the average. So the price can go down and also the average can go up. That's exactly what happened if you see with this yellow line. Okay, yeah. Just for you that it's your first time here and maybe you are kind of lost in terms of each setup and what's going on, why they are saying setup 1, 2, or 3. This is how we work. Okay. Okay, so DXY. Let's see Bitcoin now.
So Bitcoin, we don't have any setup in daily frame. In weekly frame, we have a setup tree.
Still open?
Yeah.
Almost trigger. If you see the last line from the previous candle, almost touching the average, or the average that you are taking consideration is the blue average on the 46,000. Is that average? Oh, so yeah. I thought that was the yellow one. So you still have a lot of space to fluctuate that price.
And monthly, we still have a setup tree triggered last month on April.
And still active.
Yeah. So you have monthly and weekly a setup tree triggered, but daily we don't have any setup. The last setup tree was triggered here, and we can check that it entered.
Also did work, yeah.
Yeah, it entered in a consolidation, as you said. So while the price consolidate, the average goes through the price. So as we use to trade options, we can win with this configuration. If you only sell stocks or you buy stocks, you don't have how to win the trade. But in options, we can do strategies that sell vol, for example, and with the market consolidate, we can win the price for a long time.
Yeah, we can take advantage if just the prices stay at the same range. So operations like Iron Condor, Iron Fly, or even a calendar, Butterfly, you can get money through the time just if the price doesn't move. Okay, delta neutral operations, and also with our stop, or let's say worst case scenario, predefined before we start the trade, before we even send the order.
Yeah.
Okay, that being said, there's any other paper that we need to check?
Last week we had. Don't mind if we have an important paper.
We got Amazon, right? But we didn't enter for.
Yeah.
Amazon on the year earnings, yeah.
The other. Yeah. No. So last week we don't have any important paper.
Okay.
NVIDIA is on 20.
I do have here the calendar for earnings. Let me open. And we can talk about earnings a little bit right now.
About the 30 years.
Yield curve.
Yes, yield curve. We have 30 years now at 4.65, 64. The all-time high. The last high was 4.84. So they went to the medium, and now is deciding if we go down or if we had another try to take the highs. The 10 years still the same graph. So
close to the average.
Yeah, they went to the average like a pullback, and now we will see if there is another long perna, como que é? Long
Candle.
Long
Trend.
Yeah. A long
can use
trend
trend.
or short trend. Okay.
Okay. I do have a question. This blue line is 20 period?
No, 50. The
50?
yellow
Okay.
is 20. Yeah.
Okay.
50,
Okay.
20.
And 200.
2000.
200.
200. And the green one is 9.
Okay. Okay. So before we move to the earnings, show the Federal Reserve yield curve, the inversion, once that we're discussing about curves. And then I do have here already set all the earnings. So as soon as we finish with the Treasury curve, yes, we can discuss a little bit about earnings. Go ahead.
Okay. Here we have the 10 years minus the 3 months. And so we have inverted this on October 25, 28, and we still inverted since then. So we have more than 500 days in an inverted curve. So here, okay. Yeah, então October 22, still inverted until now.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest value is 1.89, and now we have 0.97. So you have the middle way.
Exactly in the middle since the inversion.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about
that.
Go ahead.
So the market still think that we don't have any chance on the yield on next meeting in June. July, still the same. September, the market thinks that maybe 25 bips. So they will go to 500 to 525. November, no chance. In December, we close the year.
Maybe we go back.
Maybe plus 20, minus 25 again. So we must end the year between 476 to 500.
Okay.
So that's the bet of the market.
Let's say hello to Pedro Almeida, that now it's a new member of our channel. Welcome. Here we go. Let me present a little bit the earnings. I can make it bigger. Anyway, no big deal. We don't have a lot of companies that can shake the market. I'm seeing here. We do have Walmart. It's a good volatility for trading. If you wanted to speculate for earnings, Walmart, I used to go. I think that's all. Do you have anyone?
Depot.
Home Depot, yeah, but I don't usually trade Home Depot. Just Walmart, I think, for some trades. JD, yes, I did JD in the past.
Yeah.
For the Brazilians that love to lose money with fees, here's Petrobras, PBR, Under Armour, But the biggest one here that I'm seeing in terms of volatility and volume, because again, I don't recommend you trade any options without in a ticker that there's no volume at all.
Yeah.
So Walmart is the biggest one here. Okay, let me check the futures. Why you are what's up? KWeb. Take a look on KWeb. Put in your graph there. And while you're doing this, I will be checking here the futures. How the market opened. Still loading. Okay, KWeb.
So KWeb.
This is the NASDAQ. Yeah, Chinese NASDAQ.
Okay. So we have a setup 2 triggered on May 2nd. Still going on.
Let me see if we have volume and volatility on trade for that. Yeah, it's full of stars, 4 stars. So we can put.
We don't have a setup.
No setups.
No, and monthly graph.
No setups.
Don't have. There's no setup active.
Okay.
You want to tell about our strategies?
Yeah, we can. And if you guys have any question or any specifically ticker that you want us to check, please put here in the comments, and we'll be glad to see what's going on in the market with the ticket that you provide to us. Showing a little bit my portfolio. Loss during this week. Do you think that I'm afraid that to tell to the people that I have a lot of losses? Daniel, what do you think?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. So what I did, I can go here in gold. Are you guys able to see my screen, right? GC, it's gold. If you go on gold here, I was 18 or 19, almost $19,000 here, okay, on the accumulated of the year. This account, of course, I put here to not use much more to protect myself about the account number, but I published that this account here started at 25 gram, and here started with 5 gram. This is a IRA account, and this is for my son that I start to invest for him. So on the 25 this year, I started this account here, we are already 15 gram. Was in the previous week, if you check, something around 17, but then I reached 18, almost 19, and draw back because of this gold. I took a golden shower. Danilo knows that expression, right? So Danilo, take a look here. Where I can see here. Boop, loading. Still loading. Let's wait. And you see all the losses here, or maybe inactivity if I can put here GC.
Okay.
Year to date. So I received for 4.7, but I paid 36.40 because show the gold, how gold worked, Daniel, in the last week. I was expecting that the market will be stuck, and look how gold performance in the last 3 days. I was expecting the move around 2300 and 2340, but look, so to the moon, gold came and reached my stop loss. And when I saw my portfolio was too late, but I took a loss. So no problem to publish here my losses too. Danilo is saying that in the futures, we're not able to see the chain. That's the reason I can't see the loss. But anyway, just by the amount that you see there on the activity that I showed on the history, you can see that I got that huge loss and put me back this week. So my first negative week in the year, Daniel.
Yeah.
I have several negative days, but negative weeks, this is my first one in this year. Not bad. We still overperforming the market, S&P. What else? Let's talk about the futures, and then you have the calendar for events now for the next week.
Yeah.
Okay. So while you are setting there, I will check the futures right now. Dow Jones futures 0, S&P 500 minus 0.03, so nothing. Same with NASDAQ, small caps, it's falling down 0.24. VIX also falling down. Oh, something very interesting that happens nowadays. The last 2 weeks, I'm seeing the market going up, low volume, very low volume, but the market is going up and the volatility is going up too. And when the market is falling down, like it is right now, but it's just a tiny, VIX is also falling down. So see that we cannot never assume as a lot that all the time that the market crashes or you falling down, the volatility will go up, because sometimes we have exceptions like we're getting now for the last few weeks. Okay, Danny, ready?
Yeah. In VIX, just to show in VIX, we have the lowest, the second, the third lowest value of closing in daily closing in VIX of the year. So since the year starts, we had here. This was once, and this is another one. Only in these 2 days we have the VIX closing
where we are right now.
Yeah. So the VIX is so slow, but it can goes down. We cannot say that so slow that
cannot even lower, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is really high that cannot go higher. Nothing is really low that can't go lower. Okay, events now, our calendar. And
right.
If again, guys, if you have any question, please put there in the comments. Take the opportunity, if you have some American friends or friends around the world that are investing in options here in the United States, please share this video, because from now on, looks like we are doing our live just in English.
So in this week, we have a lot
nothing relevant.
Speaking.
That's Monday, nothing relevant.
No. Thursday, we have the PPI.
This 8:30, it's Portugal time or Eastern time?
No. Here is in United States time. I think
Eastern? The same, yeah, Eastern. Eastern.
Yeah.
So 1 hour before. Yeah, 1 hour prior the opening on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then at 10.
Then the Jerome Powell speaking. Wednesday, we have the GDP of the Eurozone, core CPI, and the CPI in the United States. So here we can see volatility, retail sales, crude oil inventories. No one cares about right now. In the past, it was a lot of importance, so it lost the importance since the COVID.
Japan GPD in Q1, that will be an important event to show up once that is. Since 91, they just now got their curve in a positive spectrum, always was in negative since 91. So that will be the first GDP after they put in the positive spectrum.
Yeah. On Thursday, we have the initial jobless claim, Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, another FONC's member speaking, blah, 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 blah. And Friday, you have Eurozone CPI and nothing else.
Nothing else. Okay.
So the most important day is the Wednesday. Yes.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions here? Let's see. No. I think that we covered everything. Another point. Don't forget, please, to hit the like button and also put any comment, just a emoji or say hi or something to see if we can get out of the shadow ban for our channel. Okay. So thank you so much for our black belts. If you are not a black belt and want to join us, we have a link in the description. Bad belts, see you during the week, and all the others, see you next Sunday. Thank you. Bye-bye. Woo-woo.